Fun thing about having Syd Bolton in is we can kind of play guess what this is, because he brings us neat little toys. It's Syd Bits Tech Talk here on a Wednesday. Syd Bolton's here. Here, I'll let you have this so you can reveal. That's heavy.
It's very heavy.
And I don't mean 70s like heavy.
Yeah, it's you could like definitely knock somebody out with this thing.
So not recommended for office use?
No, probably not good for hanging it over the cubicle. You could take somebody out. This could take out an eye. You know, you've been hearing a lot about 3D TVs. And we've been hearing a lot about 3D movies. But what you don't hear a lot about is the 3D mouse. So I thought that's what I would bring in today, is a 3D mouse. Have you ever heard of one of these before?
Well, I'm trying to figure out the application, a 3D mouse.
Well, in some ways there is a limited application. This is perfect for somebody who works in something like AutoCAD and works with 3D models. So for example, if you work on video games or movies or any of that kind of stuff, or any kind of in a production environment where you'd actually have access to 3D models, this is a great way to navigate around in those. But for consumers, there actually is one interesting application, and that's actually Google Earth. And I used it actually this morning to navigate around the globe with this. And what this does is this actually works in conjunction with your regular mouse. So you would have, assuming you're right-handed, you would have your mouse on the right-hand side, you would have this on the left-hand side of your desk, and then you can use your mouse to sort of move around a little bit, but you can actually tilt this pan and zoom and everything else in 3D space with your left hand, and it actually works very well. It's surprisingly intuitive, even though this thing looks like, well, someone commented to me that it looks like the Staples Easy button, but
it's like a hockey puck.
It doesn't make any sound. I tried it. That was easy, but it just didn't work.
No.
So, although you could actually program it to do that if you wanted to.
Now, you mentioned the 3D mouse, and you're talking about AutoCAD applications and things like that. Does it have the ability to search under depths of items on the screen?
Well, it all depends on the software and how the software is set up to use it. But basically, in the case of the Google Earth, it actually just allows you to pan and tilt and zoom, and it makes it easier than having to go to the keyboard to have to change the axis so that when you move the mouse, it does something different. That's what I found useful about it, is it sort of gave me that more natural way to move around in a three-dimensional space. So, and they're not super cheap, they're not super expensive. The street price of this particular one is about $100. So I mean, you have to have a sort of a serious want and serious need to sort of add this to your repertoire of accessories.
I love when you say street price, like when I find you at the corner or something like,
yeah, this is not buying it out of the back of someone's van street price. This is street price in the stores.
You're saying not a ton of applications right now, but obviously if you build it, they will make the applications. So.
Yeah, and actually the website is 3dconnexion.com, spelt with some X's and stuff. Right. We'll have that on the screen there. It's not exactly intuitive, but they actually have other types of controllers as well. So they have ones that look more like a regular traditional television remote and whatnot. So maybe this one doesn't fit your application or your style, but it's kind of interesting. It's one of those things where if you do a lot of work in 3D space, or you're trying to visualize something 3D and you want to navigate around, I can see them developing games to use a controller like this as well in the future, because we are looking at more and more 3D gaming, so it makes sense that our controllers are also going to make that leap more into the 3D world.
So you're going to tell me it's already been invented, but I keep picturing the mouse that goes on your temple, and I can think where I want it to go, and it'll move there.
Well, kind of.
Okay.
They have some similar stuff like that. Actually, they do have some of that available to a degree, although it's very primitive at this point in time.
Already terrific. So the 3D mouse.
3D mouse, 3dconnexion.com. It's a Logitech company, so you know that it's a good product in terms of quality of a build, and it's about $100. And yeah, if you want more information or some applications, send me an email, and I'll be happy to share more info.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming in.
Sounds good.
Syd Bolton, always here on Wednesdays on Inside Brant. We're going to be back for a Thursday. Sharon Brooks is going to be popping by. We're going to find a little bit more about Kids Can Fly. Also, Trevor Chiruka is going to be joining us. Not talking about his big event coming up, which is Tweetstock tomorrow night, but he's going to be here because he spent a lot of years being involved in the International Villages Festival. We're going to find out more about that. And, yep, Thursday, so the SPCA folks are going to be right here with our four-legged friends. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy your Wednesday. Thanks for taking a small part of it with us. And do it again tomorrow. But as always, remember, thanks for doing it Inside Brant.